the past 8 years, I've been a private sperm donor. In turn, I've helped singles and couples start a family and realize their dreams. Some have been so happy, some of them have referred to me as like a modern-day savior. I don't feel like I perform miracles, so to speak, but I have gotten women pregnant that were told by doctors the chance of getting pregnant was very slim. I have what you would call super swimmers. Out here is a potential client, and somebody contacted me to possibly help them out. I probably donated to about 150 people. I fathered 40 children and another 11 on the way. These kids live in 11 states in the United States and even Mexico. In some ways, I'm kind of like Superman Clark Kent. You know, I got my day job, and at night I put on my cape and become like kind of like a superhero. I've traveled all over the United States. I've traveled even to Europe. I traveled to Sweden and the United Kingdom, making donations and giving samples to women in need. So what I got here is my website where women and couples can go and get some fertility advice on how to get pregnant. A lot of people are interested in my services. This is usually how they contact me. Typically we'll email, we'll text a little bit, and we'll just talk about the process, and then, you know, we end up meeting up. There's two ways we can do this: artificial insemination, and the other is just naturally through sex. Artificial insemination, typically they'll take a cup with my sample and then they'll inject it. This is a 10 milliliter syringe, so typically they would suck up the sample and the female would use for conception. I think usually sex is the most effective way to get pregnant. There has been a couple times where the woman did want it to be romantic through, you know, something like the boyfriend experience. I've had some women at the end, you know, after we're done, they like to cuddle or they like to talk and get to know each other more. I don't charge for any of my services because it's not about the money, it's about helping them out having a child. I feel like I'm definitely better than a sperm bank. You have clinics switching out vials, you got different embryos switched around, and then you also have these grandpas going around impregnating patients, and no one wants to get pregnant by a grandpa. Come on, that's like, come on, it's your grandpa. In my eyes and clinically, fresh is way better than frozen. I'm 10 times better than a fertility doctor because I've tested all these things. I know what supplements to take, what lifestyle choices to do. I know pretty much way more than any doctor does. I would say I'm probably the #1 fertility expert in the entire world. And I can say that confidently because I actually do get these women pregnant. I would consider myself an extremely fertile guy. There are lots of things I do in my daily life to stay very fertile. Diet plays an extremely huge role in my fertility. Since I eat a healthy, organic, very healthy diet, my sample is very strong and I'm able to have a high success rate compared to the sperm banks. I got spinach, I got broccoli, organic. If you're watching, eat spinach if you want your guy to get you pregnant. I don't really eat meat. I do eat fish once in a while because when I was in London, I had 4 pregnancies in a row. So I have like canned tuna and stuff. Here's my supplement stash. Got all this good here. I got vitamin C, I got vitamin E, I got zinc, vitamin D, B12, a multivitamin, and a few other little random ones. Where's my cup? I need to go get my cup of water. I got my cup. I use a tin can. This is just temporary. This is a temporary cup. It's my temporary cup because I don't own a cup. I take about 20 supplements a day, and that will help me get my super sample. So bananas are good just because, I don't know, just have bromine in them. It's something like that. It's like bromelain or bromine or something. There's certain things you can do to help your fertility, such as avoiding products with phthalates. I use natural toothpaste, organic coconut oil for shaving cream, and I use organic natural shampoo. Taking cold showers is good for your fertility because it increases your testosterone. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't know: being constricted. You don't want to wear tight boxers or pants or anything. You know, I never wear boxers or anything. I just wear nothing. So people can just, I'm like a free bird, you know what I mean? Sitting for long periods is not good for you because it can decrease your fertility. I would say exercise is very important to my fertility. Follow my regimen and you're guaranteed to get your wife or partner pregnant. I'm pretty humble. I don't really like to brag. People in my family have PhDs, they're lawyers, they're scientists. I'm okay in the IQ department, you know, it's 125. I've done my DNA testing, I'm half Ashkenazi Jew. They do say that Ashkenazi Jews do have the highest average IQs in the world. And on top of that, the smartest guy in the world was an Ashkenazi Jew named William James Sidis III and had an IQ of 250. In a sense, I may be doing the world a favor because I am possibly the reincarnation of the world's smartest guy ever. Having all these kids is exciting because there's a chance that someone could be the next Albert Einstein, an NBA star, or the next president of America. I tell moms, hey, my only rule is if the kids become a billionaire, you gotta give me $1 million.
Thanks to Kyle, I have a beautiful 3-year-old daughter When I was 18, I was in a relationship with a woman and we wanted to have a baby. I wanted to find a private donor. I met Kyle through a friend, but he's got this website where there's conception details and information about fertility and how to contact him. I gotta hand it to him. He certainly knew a lot more than I did. What I liked about Kyle was he was very smart and he was kind of goofy and he was very healthy. He seemed like the perfect guy to father my child. The process with Kyle was artificial insemination. About 2 weeks later, I took a pregnancy test and I was pregnant. When I found out I was pregnant overall, I was very happy. It was something I always wanted and Kyle helped me make it happen. Since my daughter was born, I've started a new relationship. My husband, Jalen, and I have been together for 3 years. Kari, she's actually the first of my 3 children. I've got another little boy who's 2 and 1 on the way. I'm 6 months pregnant. We're so excited.
We're gonna have a house of 5, so many personalities. We have a beautiful little family. Money and I have raised Kari together. I've been there ever since she was 6 months. The fact that I did not father Kari does not bother me. I still treat her as my own. She's a daddy's girl, and so I look at her as such.
Kyle and I have kept in touch, but he's really not involved in her life. At the moment, Kari doesn't know about Kyle. I was waiting until she was older to understand it fully. With Kyle, I'm very grateful for him and the service he provided. I couldn't even begin to imagine my life without my daughter.
My little baby girl, Kari, is the world to me. That's my only daughter. She is a queen to me. I call her my princess, but I'm just preparing her for the future. But that's my baby. I love her.
When I stop and think about what Kyle is doing, I get very concerned about the safety and health of these women putting themselves out there and desperately want a child. A few weeks ago, I saw Kyle's social media. At first, I felt, wow, here's this guy offering help to people that are less fortunate. But when he mentioned the physical part, it was a huge red flag. Looking at Kyle's website, I feel that it's more about glorifying himself rather than actually helping these women. It didn't feel like any medical professional or advocacy group was overseeing this website. It seemed to be just strictly Kyle. For all we know, he could be making all this stuff up. It's just Kyle being a self-proclaimed expert. I have a ton of questions. Why is it free? Does he get STD tests? Any sort of blood tests? I bring my own personal experiences to the table. I am a survivor of sexual abuse. As a young girl, I was assaulted from the ages of 8 to 11. In some ways, I am an advocate for women. What I really want is for the women that do choose to work with Kyle to really have a solid understanding of this person and what they're getting into, and hopefully avoid any pain and regrets further down the road.
I live an extremely healthy lifestyle and I'm definitely a fertility expert. I actually test theories myself. I take supplements, I do this type of lifestyle choices to see how good my fertility will be affected or not. But doctors, on the other hand, they only just look at journals and be like, okay, yeah, that works, that's gonna work, without actually testing themselves. Doctors are just bogus. All they want to do is take your money. They don't really give a about if you have a baby or not. You know, to me is I care. I actually want you to have a child. What I provide is well above and beyond what any medical doctor, fertility doctor can provide you.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.